Hello YouTube, this is the third part of the on-rails engineering LED conversion kit. In this video I'm going to be aligning my headlights, and also on the end here you're going to take a nighttime drive around the neighborhood and see what they look like. So don't have a 25 feet level surface, so what I'm going to show you is what I did is the best I can do. So I have these ramps that I use for other vehicles. I actually store my quick jack under here. Those quick jacks don't quite work with the Lotus Elise here, so I don't use that here. I had leveled this so my garage slopes down. So what I had to do is I put a laser level. At that level, this is the high spot. I had to add about 1 3/8 to bring the car to level. So the car is sitting level with the garage. To get the center line, I use one of these self-centering laser alignments. I actually got 3 of these, so the other ones I used to do some alignment work, but turn them on. Had to use 2 of them, set one up here, one down there. Basically aim the center line of the keyhole, kind of did the roof divot area, and then the Lotus badge up front. So was able to get a center line of where that is. So without drawing on my garage door, I basically got that tape and I actually drew it in case I ever lose the laser. So I drew in where the center line of the car is in relation to the garage. As you can see, didn't quite pull in center to the door. The next thing I did was I got the laser and I put it on the side here, and I got it on the center line of the LED lens. Had to get random things to stack on. Got that projected. That's this other line right here, as you can see. Go and fill that in. The next thing I did is I measured the distance between the headlights and also the distance between the badge and that. Got that marked, so on the garage door there. And with that, I went ahead and moved these 2 to basically show where that center line is. Now I did do another measurement from the headlight to the garage, and it looks like I'm a little crooked, so I think I should be fine. But to check at the end, I'm off by about 1 inch, so I got 1 inch styrofoam. So at the end, we're gonna just double check with the styrofoam that 1 inch is not gonna throw anything off. There is a pretty good read already, and I'm gonna post some of the links on how to adjust these headlights. If this gets us pretty close, probably enough for now. I don't drive this car in the winter, so gonna get this close enough, and then if I got to do some tweaks later on, we'll kind of do that as needed. But I'm gonna go ahead and start adjusting the headlights here. So as it sits right now, if you just turn on the high beam, I'm off. Looks like I'm off to the right on this one, and I'm off to the left on that one. So I do know that the high beam, and please keep in mind my center line is slightly below that laser. I can't quite find something that's about 2 inches lower than that. So we're gonna use that for the vertical only. So as of now, it looks like we're off a little bit, and then if I turn on the headlight beams, we're pretty good, but we're still kind of off a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and start adjusting those. I've never adjusted these before, but to adjust them, there's these acorn nuts. This one, and then one down here. This is the one that got replaced. And then for the high beam, there's one up here and one hiding down here on the back. Sorry, on the back there. So I'm going to go ahead and adjust these. Not going to do a step-by-step, but I'm going to adjust these according to the website that I'm going to post. I think you want the high beam center on where those are, and then the cutoff kick. So this has a 2 kick. We want those. Whoops. Let me turn that back on. So there's a horizontal, and then there's a kick, and another horizontal there. So we're gonna adjust those in accordance to that website where they should be. And I'm gonna cut the video here, and I'm gonna come back and show you where I end up getting those to. All right, YouTube, we're back. I got everything adjusted. The first thing I want to show is with the lights off, just pulling back the high beam. Now this only activates the inner factory high beam. So these were off a little bit from the installation. So I kind of adjusted them basically forward to where they are located in the headlight housing. So the next thing is we're going to turn on the lights themselves. There you go. You can hear the fan kick on. I went ahead and added that inch difference between so these are both parallel. So was able to get them adjusted to where I want them. One thing to note about this headlight bucket, it is fairly crammed in there. Make sure you loosen this nut and move it back and down as much as you can. Just talking to the On Rails Engineering, and they recommend if you run out of adjustment, just tweaking on these, pushing slightly on this and this will adjust the headlight for you. So I did end up having to kind of push back on this nut back to make sure everything fits there. Also, I had to remove the spacer piece in here. I don't know if it's just the thickness there added onto it or the ID difference here, but it was coming in contact with one of the edges. I don't know what this is for. It does not seem to do any change in patterns of the beam with this kit. Maybe for the halogen kit it does something, but without it being removed, could not fit the headlight cover back on, basically. You can, but as soon as you push it on, it pushes the bulb over and then your alignments are off. So make sure you, it is a little fidgety to kind of adjust that and make sure the headlight cover fits on without messing with that. So again, I was able to do both sides, and I'm going to show you a shot with the new high beam. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put the hex bolts back in the back to put the headlight covers back onto it. Next video. Alright, YouTube, it's dark out. I think this is the shot everybody wants to see. Go ahead and turn on my headlight. So slow beam pointing out, put on the high beam. So I'm gonna go drive around and find some roads. Not gonna hold the camera while I'm driving. I don't have a mountain here, and kind of dangerous. So let's go find some spots. All right, YouTube. Well, I found a location that we can see the headlights in action. Unfortunately, the headlights are a little adjusted down. I think what happened is when you put the headlight bucket on, the headlight cover on, when you tighten them, you can lose your adjustment. On Rails Engineering actually mentioned this, so I did notice my line did come down a little bit. I didn't know that it would impact it this much. So right now, that headlights are adjusted lower. So what I found is I found a parking lot that there's like a storm drain, so I'm basically parking with my rear wheels on a low spot. So anyway, there's a building in front of us. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on. You kind of see there's a nice cutoff there over at the building, so it does throw it pretty far. I can't back up anymore because again my back wheel's kind of on a low spot, so if I back up, the headlight would just dip down. So this shows a lot better in pictures. So I'm looking at the video here, and it might look better when I post it up, but the pictures and show a lot better. So I'm gonna flick my high beam on to show the difference here. So you can see the high beam kind of goes up. Yep, so. But anyways, that's, overall this is much improved over the factory one. Wish I had adjusted it right and can show some drive around footage, but this is probably as good as I'm gonna get right now. Anyways, if you guys have any questions, please let me know.